So I'm Dan Barton, I'm Chief Exec of Space Youth Services. We're a charity in Devon who deliver all various types of services for young people, from the whole spectrum, from preventative, really early kind of educational stuff, right up to crisis management, individualised support. So we do everything in between. There's awful lot going on for young people in their transition to adulthood. Young people don't like to talk to their parents, frankly, about some things, right? So you need someone to talk to. I think when you're getting dragged into, I don't know, maybe difficult friendship groups, or you've got a lot, pressures, then it's good to have someone to talk to that's a little bit impartial, give you a little bit of decent advice, maybe tell you when you're treading the wrong path, that kind of stuff. So it's really important, I think, for young people to have someone to talk to, and also something to do.
Well, a key point of youth work really is that we work with all young people. That's regardless of their background. Some of the young people we work with might be straight A students, some of them might be unable to stay in school for more than a month or so at a time. And what's really nice is that all of the centres are really well equipped, but they also have kind of their own characteristics. They all have some sort of outdoor space or a sports hall, they all have music rooms, they all have well-equipped kitchens so that we can deliver cooking-based activities and life skills. So we did have 34 youth centres at one point. Unfortunately, in 2014, when the government decided that youth work was an essential service, we lost a lot of our youth centres. We're quite lucky because a lot of local authorities lost their service completely. We ended up with 8 youth centres after that. And I think with the success of the digital team, it just shows that coming to a busy youth centre isn't for everybody, but all young people still deserve that opportunity to get support and to meet other people and to do positive activities and to learn about things as well.
The interface between young people and youth workers is real magic, and it happens really if you provide the right setting. Now that could be online, it could be street-based, it could be centre-based, but the truth of the matter is when you go into the threshold of one of these places, you immediately are at ease. That's kind of what we specialise in really. So there's access to really good information for young people. And everything's designed to bring about that rapport with young people. So it's a lot about fun and engagement. But below the surface of that, what you're doing as a skilled youth worker is you're really just keeping an eye out, and you're checking in. How's your brother? I heard that your mum was, not feeling so well. And so you're teasing out those conversations. And what you're giving, crucially, is you're giving them time and space to have those conversations.
I'm Olivia, and I'm at Space Youth Club in Bideford. What I do here is mainly just hang out with friends, and probably my favourite thing to do here is either be up in the music room or just be sat down by the sports hall with all my friends. My social anxiety has definitely gotten better, and how to talk to people my age, because during secondary school I didn't have the best time with that. If this wasn't available to me, I probably wouldn't have been able to build up my confidence. Since I've started coming here and started doing a lot of different things outside my comfort zone, I've gotten a lot better at it. So if this wasn't here, I probably wouldn't be the same person I am today.
We've seen around the country what happens when youth services get stripped completely. You've only got to look at the news. The level now of peer-on-peer violence for young people, because nobody's actually bringing these young people together and just talking. And it's really hard to evidence what isn't happening. It's hard to say what would Devon look like today if we didn't have this service. It's quite hard to articulate that. It's all about relationship building rapport, building trust with that young person. They need to understand that in their transition to adulthood, you're an ally. You're there for them for when they need you. It's a professional youth service in the sense that the majority of our staff are trained very, very highly, and plugged into all those multi-agency networks to be able to support young people fully.
So we're preventative rather than reactive. So for a lot of young people, they can access a service once they're in crisis. So they can access drug and alcohol services once their drug misuse has got to a dangerous level, or they can access mental health services once they're in sort of mental health crisis. Whereas for us, young people can come to us at any time, and what we hope to do is to put things in place to reduce the chance of them needing those services further down the line, because they've already got a good support network in place.
My name is Renesmee Bowden and I'm at the Space Station. can go out to like the Astro, which is outside, and they let you have some free time and play some football with your mates and that. Our youth worker goes around and talks to you about your mental health and that, and it's really helpful. So I feel a bit more like confident with my mental health and that, and knowing how to cope with it. But before I was like very pressured in school, but here I feel a bit more like chilled and relaxed.
So what we're trying to do in Space is give young people unrestricted and unconditional support. They don't need to qualify for that. You don't need to have drama in your life. You just need to be a teenager in Devon, and you should have somewhere to go, someone to talk to, and something to do. And then the rest of it really takes place behind the scenes, and it lifts them up. And I think people get that. I think they absolutely get it. Some people will have experience of that in their lives. They would have had a club that they were a member of. There might have been something that they really felt was like a second home to them, And that's all we're trying to offer young people. It's really that simple. And we want people to really just do what they can, because it will be absolutely life-changing, not just for today, but for generations of young people. That if we lose this service, they will have no one. They will have no one to turn to. They have no one to talk to. If you're interested and you want to know more, or you want to contribute, go to spaceyouthservices.org/invest.